Everybody, welcome to the MGF Podcast. This is episode 20 of the show with a temporary name where we talk movies, shows, games, Lego, and whatever else. And today is definitely a whatever else episode. Joining me as always is Tait.
What's up, diggity dogs? I hope everybody's doing well today.
Diggity dogs. Diggity dogs. All right, there's no going back on that one.
No, we got to come up with a new quirk for every. That's
it.
That's my quirk for today.
That's
Gosh,
gonna be the
Ross,
intro now.
I'm tired today, man. I mean, I slept like 30 hours yesterday, and there's only 24 in a day, so I don't know how that worked. My body just said sleep, you stupid idiot, and that's what I did.
We were playing some GTA, and then I had to go get my sister's car, and then I came back, and Tait was just gone.
Yeah.
I was like, he definitely passed out. I'm like, good night. Yeah, dude. Oh man, golly, Scoob. How's everybody doing? Live chat is still loading up for me, but today, as mentioned, we're doing a Q&A stream, and so if you had any questions, definitely drop them in the chat. Otherwise, Tait and I are just here to hang out. We were just watching the Watchmen trailer for the new HBO series,
which I hadn't
which
heard
looks
about.
Pretty good. Yeah, man.
I'm an avid comics fan, so that's pretty damn cool. Before we get into the Q&A, though, we have a couple of things to talk about here. Just a couple, real quick.
Well, for one, I'm not recording in my usual spot, so if the pups start barking, it could be because there's a bear at the door, because there was a bear at our door yesterday, or any other myriad of things that could happen while I'm not in my main room to do the show today. So bear with me if anything like that happens.
Bear with you?
Bear with me. Oh, that was unintentional. Oh
gosh. All right. Starting off, we have a sneak peek of what Ross has been working on. MGF.
Oh yeah, this is just a very small little teaser. This is really not much of anything. There's nothing really new that you can see with Cap there, but with Tony, you can kind of see some of the updates that I've made to the blood on his face and also the facial hair, which I've reshaped and retooled a little bit, inspired by Speedy Bricks on Instagram. I saw his new Mark 85, which looks amazing, and so I definitely was like, I can retool a couple of things on mine, and so I retooled the face a little bit, and also the main Nano Gauntlet hand, which you'll see in the showcase. It's already up on Patreon. But you'll definitely start to see more of that stuff as we move closer toward the showcase, because I'm pretty close to wrapping up. I've got a small to-do list. I literally, last night, I was just I've been chipping away these figures for so long that I'm just starting to slowly go insane because I've got the skits written. I'm pretty much ready to do the video. I just got the backgrounds ready to go, but I've still got a few things left to do on the Mark 85, like the back of the torso, the backs of the legs. I've got the regular Iron Man hands to do, and Cav, I got a few other things to do, including a lot of detail on Mjolnir, and I'm just kind of thinking I thought I'd be done by now. When is this ever going to end? So I made a little small to-do list that I also threw up on Patreon just for me to check off, so I can at least see the end in sight, which is helping a little bit already. Kind of, not really. I made it last night. But yeah, so how's it going, Golden Light? What is up, Josephine Razo? How you doing? What's up, Ian? Everybody here. Just let me know when the Q&A begins. Hey man,
just go one topic after this and then we're just open discussion time.
Yeah, Tate, I think you wanted to bring up something regarding Justice League comics.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody in chat reads Justice League. I try to read as many DC comic runs as possible, and right now there's 35 runs going on. It's ridiculous how much they are releasing. Okay, so I want to say this really quick. I think with Disney owning Marvel and owning their distribution, I think it's really unfortunate because I feel like the comics suffer a lot. Whereas we have 35 runs of DC comics right now. There's nothing to complain about if you're a DC fan. Even if you're a comic books fan in general, there's nothing to complain about when it comes to DC comics. I mean, if you don't like one run, you got 34 others to read. But anyway, Justice League has been on crack. I mean, this is pure comic books bliss, I guess you could say. We have new characters, new
Sorry, excuse the creaking of my chair, by the way.
No problem. But essentially, so in the new run, we've had the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor since like the 80s, maybe the 70s or the 80s, something like that, right? But they just introduced two new characters, the World Forger, which is the brother of the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. For some reason, we never saw him until now, but anyway, he's there. And then Perpetua, their mother, is the new big bad of the DC universe. She is more of a threat than I think anyone else we've seen, because of the fact that they also added the sixth dimension in with this this new run. They started really diving into that, and I think because of that, I mean, Perpetua at the snap of her finger can rewrite the multiverse. So the multiverse is at threat, not just our Prime Earth. But anyway, so Mitziel Spitlick and Batmite. I'm gonna spoil a little bit. So I mean, it's light spoilers.
I don't think anyone really cares.
Yeah, but anyway, Mitziel Spitlick and Batmite are trashing Prime Earth, trashing Prime Dimension. Essentially, the Justice League, they trick the Justice League into thinking that they're not trashing it, that it's somebody else, that it's Perpetua that's a big threat, which she is. She's been released. She's been in slumber for thousands, hundreds of thousands, I think a million years or something arbitrary. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't matter. She's been locked away. Mitchell Spitlick and Batmite are rewriting history. The Justice League doesn't know what to do. So they seek the help of the sixth dimensional beings, and the World Forger comes to them and says, hey, I can rewrite everything. I can hit my hammer onto the crisis anvil, create a new crisis which will reset everything. So that gives us a reason as to why there are crises in the comics, why realities are reset on a whim. And it's just because if a reality is completely threatened, he bangs his hammer and he rewrites everything. He erases all of the bad and keeps all of the good, essentially. So kind of going through the comics run, you see a lot of crazy stuff happen. Batman creates a suit that can rewrite a person's DNA. Batman creates a suit that can rewrite everybody's DNA. Ross, how do you feel about just that just that phrasing?
Listen, man, Tony Stark's nanotech is already a stretch enough. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Batman can literally look at somebody and say, you don't agree with my ideals? So essentially what they're trying to do is Batman siding with the World Forger saying we have to reset everything, which is really just a long con.
Wait, Batman siding with?
Right, it's a long con, though. It's a long con.
What does that even mean?
So the World Forger wants to reset everything, and Batman's on his side saying, we need to reset everything. It's the only way. Right? And it's just a long con. He's not actually doing it. He thinks Superman...
As Batman does.
Right, Superman is in, I think, a fifth-dimensional dark void chamber, and essentially he's trapped there. Superman can defeat the World Forger, which we learn later on in the podcast. Or not in the podcast. That's what we're doing right now in the comic. In the comic run.
We are the publishers of these comics. Plot twist.
Dude, I mean, these comics are so hard to describe, but I'm enjoying it so much. In closing, Batman creates the suit. So the World Forger tells Batman to remove every sun from this dark void dimension. So Batman does that and says, Clark, I'm sorry. And he does that, and you're left on the cliffhanger. That's like issue 22 or something like that. And then Clark Kent, being, Prime Superman, flies. I think it's they say like 300 million miles or something arbitrary, nonsensical comic book number.
As you do.
He flies through like 20 suns, like flies through the core, becomes supercharged Superman. Batman, the World Forger, are fighting the Justice League and the Legion of Doom, right? On the ground.
How are the Legion of Doom still relevant in the story of this scale?
Oh, dude, it's the same reason the Justice League is. Essentially, they're fighting. Batman and the World Forger are kicking ass. Batman is in his rewrite cell suit. The rewrite cell suit looks awesome. I don't want to spoil it if you want to read the comic, but it is freaking cool looking. I mean,
it sounds like a version of the anti-life equation, just Batman style.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it just embeds. It literally deconstructs you cell by cell in an instant. Really badass bat suit.
That's a little OP. Oh my
Well, he
god.
creates it using six-dimensional technology.
As you do.
Right. I mean, the story is stupid. But somehow, anyway, the supercharged Superman wins the day, beats the crap out of the World Forger, preventing another crisis to happen, and yeah. Then we come into the Year of the Villain arc. They fight Perpetua. The Legion of Doom becomes an antagonist again. Perpetua sides with the Legion of Doom, even though she could rewrite everything. It starts getting really weird and comic-y, but I just wanted to share. I wanted to share the Justice League run before Year of the Villain because I really like it, and it is just so over the top and dumb. But Batman's cell rewriting suit, DNA splicing suit. I mean, it's freaking cool.
What do you use to read comics, Tate?
I use Reddit, Barnes and Noble, and I guess the DC website because you can buy comics straight off of it.
What about Comixology and services like that?
Oh, I don't use those because most comics you can find on Reddit just posted, so then you don't have to spend $4 an issue.
Great comics. That industry's dying already, and it's like you got that crap.
I want to get. I think when I get DC Universe, is that what it's called? The streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
I know they update every week with comics. I don't know, Ross. Do you know if they're the most recent comics or no?
I mean, I know there are comics on there. I never cared to click on any of them, so no.
Yeah, I know that there's old comics. Like I know they have Superman 1 from 1943, Action Comics 1.
Mm.
But I'm not sure past that. I mean, if they do have the Justice League, this new Justice League run, read it. It's crazy. Batman makes a suit that can rewrite a person's DNA.
But on that note,
Yeah, dude. Open discussion time.
Q&A time. Open discussion. Yeah, we're just pretty much
I mean, if
hanging out for a little bit. It's gonna be a shorter show today. We're probably gonna call it around like 3. So we're just kind of here to hang out with you guys, and so that includes you, Chase. We've got TY in here, and Ian, and Ryan. All these guys. What's up, everybody? Golden Light, Fire Ninja. Thanks for joining in, Spaceman.
MGF, I have a question for you to answer.
Oh man, we're starting with Tate. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I'm the first one in line. As is my birthright. MGF.
Tate.
When is the Endgame showcase coming out?
Well, like I said, I made a small to-do list. I can read it off. I'm going to read it off.
Oh, this is a podcast first. This is why you don't miss it every week.
It is on my Patreon.
But it's first for the podcast.
It is a first for the podcast. What are they doing? Where is it? Hang on. One second. Oh, I got it. So I've got Iron Man's back, which I'm going to work on today. The backs of Iron Man's legs, which I'm doing today as well. A pair of standard Iron Man hands, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of out of dark red hands. I'm kind of scrounging to find an extra dark red one. I might be painting the inner part of Iron Man's arms. I haven't decided, probably not. And I'm considering painting over the little stress marks in the backs of the legs, which I do sometimes. Then for Cap, I've got Mjolnir detail, which is going to be the most time-consuming part of probably any of this.
Yeah. No. Okay, guys, think about how small Legos are. Lego, my bad, Rob.
Just slow because it's a lot. Legos.
Think about how small Lego is. Think about how small the Lego accessory is, and then think about how fine printed the Celtic text is on the actual Mjolnir.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to be super accurate with it, just as long as it looks good.
It's still crazy small, guys, so bear with Ross.
Man, because I mean, there you have that engraved on like at least 8 edges in total on Mjolnir that I'm going to try to paint on. And then you've also got, what are the symbols that are on there on the sides? I forget. But I've got those to paint on, and then I've got the backs of Cap's legs. I'm going to paint a new pair of glove tops for him. I have to paint the back of his broken shield, which isn't that hard to do. Just a little, that's going to be a good half day's work. Not even. And then I've got the last 2 lines on the top of his helmet, and that is the full checklist. Once all those things are done, they are done. And like I said earlier, I've got the skits written, and I do plan on getting the showcase out. I mean, definitely this month. It was supposed to last month. I really, for whatever reason, thought I could do it. But these have just proven to be some of the most time-consuming figures I've ever made. And I think, Tate, it's really it's becoming a trend now.
Yeah.
Because,
guys, you remember the Arthur Morgan figure that he released? Oh my
that was
gosh.
just annoying as hell.
No. So
That and
essentially,
Spider-Man were two of the most challenging figures I've made, man.
Ross and I would be playing PlayStation or talking on Discord or something, and he'd just be like, "Dude, this Arthur Morgan controls my life." And pretty much, I think starting with Arthur Morgan, going into Spider-Man, and now we're here with the Endgame figures. I think the figs are taking more and more time with each.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I work on them constantly.
Right.
You know, I know some people think that I get up and I just paint nonstop
You're saying you don't?
all day.
You're saying you don't?
If I did that, man, I think I would die. I mean, normally I would paint for 2 to 3 hours, like sessions that would go on for 2 to 3 hours. Now I've been kind of more leaning in like the hour to hour and a half at max boat. And I've kind of noticed that there hasn't really been a time recently where I just sit here for 2 or 3 hours in pain and then finally get up to go to the bathroom after like that long. But yeah. So anyway, still working on it. It's going to be great. I'm going to make sure I do the best I can with it. But yeah. So then Spaceman said in the final battle at some point there were 2 Captain Americas. I think he's probably referring to that bug in the VFX where Cap was like standing too far away and his shield wasn't broken.
Unless that
can you hear that creaking? Can you hear that creaking of my chair?
It's faint. It's faint.
Oh man, it's so annoying. Sorry, I need to. If you guys saw my chair, it is laughable. Tate, I think I've shown you once.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I am surprised I have not. This one hasn't snapped in half like the last one. It will though at some point, I'm sure. But it is so lopsided that it's honestly funny. Like I sit diagonally all day. I mean, it is just a slope. I need a new chair. Anyway, I should definitely take up some of those sponsorship offers that I get in my emails.
Dude, yeah, chair. Yeah, for the podcast, and then I can get one too.
Get a chair, man. Oh man,
I need a new chair. I stole my mom's chair, my mom's desk chair, 6 years ago. And I've been using it since. There's a hole in the bottom that my ass kind of falls through.
Dude, you gotta stop farting in the chair, Tate.
It's not okay, Ross.
You're burning a hole through it.
You know what?
You're burning a hole through it.
Ross takes 20-minute poops. All right, it's horrible. I'll be like, MGF, let's play GTA. He's like, I'm on the toilet, and then 30 minutes pass. He's like, I'm still on the toilet, and I'm like, are you looking at memes? He says no. He says no.
First of all, I think this show has entered a whole different TMI stage, but
MGF takes
and quite literally
hour long.
Well, I mean, when you've got Endgame on digital,
oh my god,
it's warranted, man.
Oh my god.
But that being said, what's your favorite Iron Man suit that uses the Mark 7 torso piece? That's a question I've been wanting to ask. Man, that's a good question.
Is that a Lego question?
Because I kind of look back on those figures and I kind of think, you know, that I abused that Mark 7 armor piece so much on those older Iron Man suits, like pre-Infinity War, that it's kind of weird to like pick a favorite. But if I had to pick one that I think I probably made the most out of, probably the Mark 47 from Spider-Man Homecoming. That was a good one. That used that chest piece. What were you saying, Tate?
I was just gonna ask if like Lego kept re-releasing the Mark 7 torso piece with other suits, or is that more so you would use them as bases?
Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
Did Lego keep re-releasing the Mark 7 chest piece?
No, so those Mark 7 chess pieces are actually from a Hong Kong.
Oh, the third-party ones. Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, they had a sculpt that they resin cast in dark red quite a bit, and I used them for a number of years.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Cool.
From about 2013 till 2017, I used those.
Gotcha.
Very excessively too. And Infinity War was when I finally decided, you know, this looks horrible. This is not working anymore, and I finally got rid of those.
We have a question here. What's your favorite Lego set ever?
My favorite Lego set ever is probably still the Republic dropship with ATOT
That's a good set.
from 2010. When I think of like the best Lego sets, that is the first one to come to mind. That is the set that brought me like the most joy. I mean, that is the most solid set that I still hope to repair at some point. Because I still have the the dropship in somewhat salvageable in a salvageable state, but the ATOT is just pretty much in shackled. I mean, it's just wrecked.
If you need printed like the printed pieces that come on the ATOT, my ATOT is destroyed completely, and I have no. I don't really have Lego sets. If that makes sense, I just have pieces. So if you need something,
Okay.
my favorite Lego set ever. I don't know.
Well, Tate hates Lego.
I don't hate Lego. I don't buy the sets. I buy a lot off Bricklink. I think this is a set I've never owned, but the Slave One, UCS Slave One, is incredible. I wish I
think
it.
there are structural problems that I think you would take issue with. It's actually, I mean, it's very sturdy, but the main body of it is actually wobbly, so it's a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't have an issue with that because I just put that on a shelf. I literally have.
Oh yeah, man. No, I mean, I just pulled mine out of storage a few weeks ago and put it up on my shelf in my room, and it looks great. Oh, I mean that. I'm so glad I didn't wait around, and especially now with that new Slave One that came out for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
I mean. Well, Lego.com right now, man, $120. I can't get over that, man.
No, that's a lot.
I mean, at some point, Lego and Disney with their licensing fees, they've got to stop.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the sales are, man. They've got to stop.
Yeah.
They're gonna. This is not good. This is not a good look, and I imagine sales will be better if if Disney would just cool it a little bit with what they must be charging Lego to warrant prices like that, because that's just obnoxious.
Yeah, definitely. I want to shoot really quick, though.
Yeah.
This isn't a Lego set, but a kit that I have put together is the Brickmania Easy 8 with the Hollywood pack that just turns it into the Easy 8 from the movie Fury. I did not buy that one. It was sent to me by Dan Siskin from Brickmania.
I think that's a tank, by the way, right?
Yeah, it's a tank. It was sent to me by him, though. I really appreciated that.
Dan's a cool guy.
Yeah, I used to have a Brickmania sponsorship when I tried to make YouTube videos, but YouTube videos, they were hard for me to make. I'd like to do it again. I'd really like to start live streaming, but it's one of those things where I feel like if you didn't start in the YouTube dark ages, then it's hard to have a channel and to not post daily, if that makes sense. The Brickmania reviews, I get sent a kit a month by Dan from Brickmania, and then I would have to buy the rest of the kits that month. So essentially my life for about 6 months was work super hard during the day and then spend all my money on Lego. And that was really really damaging, right? Where right now, I mean, I work daily for at least like 4 to 6 hours a day. Which I mean is pretty much full time. Not quite. I want to go full time in soon here, this year. But anyway, yeah, I mean I really don't have time to film videos every day because of that. So I think live streaming at night might be a good option. What do you think, Ross?
At night, obviously, the numbers aren't going to be necessarily as good at night.
But I mean, that's
fine in terms of viewership. But I mean, dude, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's what works for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's got to be about when you start out on YouTube or Twitch or you start out doing anything. It's got to be about what works for you, what's fun for you, what you enjoy doing, what you enjoy working on that can build into a skill. Yeah, because if you can, because that's how you make a YouTube channel in 2019. You enjoy doing something, and then you make a skill out of what you enjoy doing.
Right.
A skill that adds value to people's lives, whether that be your take on Lego sets through your own reviews and your own personal spin on how you make reviews, or whether that be through how you make custom minifigures, or whatever channel you want to do.
Dude, I should just
but if you enjoy it so much that you become really good at it, and then you can post once a week, and you're adding value to your audience, you'll grow.
You guys want to see me
It'll
do
take time.
a lizard care channel? Because that's kind of my life. I
Dude,
have
do
lizards.
it.
I have
Why
lots of
not?
lizards. No, I was thinking though more so in the vein of like live streaming on YouTube or Mixer, not Twitch, because Twitch takes all your money. I'm kind of siding with Ninja now. But I'm thinking I used to live stream. I live streamed for I've had a lot of health issues in my life, and there was a 2-year period where I was kind of in bed, so I started live streaming. I live streamed for 8 months, and not only did I make money from doing it, I really enjoyed doing it. And I think that's something I might want to start doing. So what do you guys think? If I started live streaming, and well, if Ross and I started live streaming, because Ross is like the only guy I play video games with besides our buddy Steven, would you guys tune in to watch some video game live streams? I know we said we would stream GTA, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? And then I ended up having to work at like 7 o'clock at night. So I couldn't really do that, but...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then every time I wanted to live stream, I got scheduled to work. So,
yeah, man. Well, hey, yeah, drop that in the chat below, guys. It would definitely be helpful for Tait. But what is up? Oh man, are you gonna do the 2023 cap versus 2012 cap skit?
Dude, just get one of your cap suits from 2012. Get one of your oldest Captain America costumes that you made.
I might still have one, man. I definitely have a picture of it. My first Captain America from like 2011 up on Flickr still.
Dude,
which I actually plan on probably using in the showcase, like for an intro. Because what I've been thinking about doing for the endgame the intros for the two figures and really all the endgame figures is a quick little montage of every version of that Avenger that I've made already leading up to the one you're seeing now.
That's a great idea.
Even starting as far back as my first crappy cap from 2011 that used like a hockey player helmet, and then I just painted the front on. It was really bad.
That's fun. I mean, that shows how far you've come.
Yeah, man, it'll be pretty cool, I think.
I sent Ross
but am I
going to
do
a skit? When he gets down on himself about his figs. I'm like, look at how far you've come, Ross.
Those are bad. Those were really bad.
Yeah,
however, yeah, as far as the problem is, I don't have a 2012 cap to use really for that skit. I haven't made that yet, even though I still hope to. And I don't really know. I have to think about it. It's not currently on the cards for the skits right now. The main skits mostly focus around the final battle and Steve's passing of the torch to Sam and Vormir. Those are the three.
Might I add,
the skits revolve around those three sequences.
Very Hishi inspired with the final battle one.
Yeah, no.
Light spoiler.
It's gonna be good. You know, I like that's always a thing with me when it comes to making videos. The skits are actually a real hassle, and they pretty much double the production time for making a new showcase. Like if I could just go in, record the intro and the segments, edit those together, I'd have the video out that day. You know, but when it comes to also doing the skits and printing the backgrounds and shooting them all and doing the audio and gathering the sound effects and perfectly cutting and timing all of that, each one, and just the editing alone takes at least an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah, it does take time to make minifigures, Chase. These are all from like several minutes ago, but I'm trying to go back through the backlog a little bit, through the catalog of questions here. Okay, yeah, we already answered that one with the Mark 7 torso pieces. When are you going to review the Stranger Things set? Yeah, so I was going to review the Stranger Things set like as soon as I got it. Like I had that set 2 days after the announcement, I think. Yeah, like I had that set at least 2 or 3 days after it was posted on Lego.com. And which really wasn't necessary because it turns out I've got a Lego set or a Lego store an hour away from me, which I didn't even know existed. I could have just driven there and grabbed it. And then I was like, okay, well, Stranger Things Season 3 is coming out July 4th, so I'll review it then. And then I didn't. I was just like...
Hey man, you had Endgame.
And you know, I'll be honest, Tate, a large part of why I didn't was because of the skits. Because I didn't have any ideas for the skits. So I just started putting it off. And I didn't review it. And I haven't even built it yet. But I do plan on building it. I don't think I'll review it now, even though it would have been really fun.
Ross, send me your Demogorgon because they cost like $30 on Bricklink, and I don't want to
Those are
spend that.
really G's.
Dude,
You know what cost a lot, man? The Ahsoka Tano figure from Rebels that came with that crappy Rebels frigate in like 2016 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, dude, that figure went for like 45,
Jeez.
$50. Hey, I mean, that was quite a bullet to
God.
swallow.
So in my fantasy game, I have these characters that are tree men. They're half tree, half men, but they're not half men at all. They're just humanoid
So it's a
trees.
knockoff of Flora Colossi, Colossus, Colossus, and Ents.
It's a knockoff of Ents, but they're very small. They're human sized.
Man, Ents are so cool in Lord of the Rings movies. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But essentially, dude, I have Groot and I have the Demogorgon, and that is my those are my two figs to pull from. And one of them is like $3, and the other one is 30 to 40. So don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
Um. Well, hey, who will be the next figure after Cap and Tony? So I already started on Black Widow, and I've
Play-Doh
got
Thanos is the answer. Tate's
like
Play-Doh Thanos.
Play-Doh Thanos.
That's the answer.
Man, I get sent some pictures of people who actually use Play-Doh for customs, and don't do that.
I'm gonna do that, Ross, and
It's
it's gonna look so bad.
you're murdering your big fig at that point. Um, but
No, Ross, I'm not
yeah.
even
So it'll
using
be
a big
Black
thing.
Widow,
I'm just using
and
Play-Doh,
then
nothing else.
and Ronan. Yeah, I've got the body for Ronan ready to go, and those figures are really not going to be anything I haven't done before. It'll just be a workload, right? Only real challenge that's going to come with making those two is going to be Ronan's hood. I still don't know how I'm going to do that. But yeah, they're going to be the next two, and after that, I mean, I'll probably do Thor. And I actually had the list open. I was talking to Tate about it yesterday. I've got Thor on there, the Infinity War Thor V2 that I'll be doing, and then yeah, after I do those two, then it'll probably be Thor and Professor Hulk. Maybe I don't know if I'd put them in the same showcase. Um,
Are you gonna
but yeah, then
do?
after
Are you gonna?
yeah,
I think you'd benefit from doing the little time heist teams as showcases, with the exception of Cap and Iron Man.
what do you mean?
Well, like you do Rocket and Thor in a showcase, and then you do
Oh yeah,
Nebula
yeah,
and Rhodey in a showcase.
yeah.
What do you think?
Um,
I mean, that could be cool. That could be
yeah. I mean, that's a
interesting.
really good format. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and then you can
Yeah,
uphold the consistency that the movie, consistency with the movie.
yeah. But then I have to make Professor Hulk like right now.
Yeah, no. I don't think you should follow it one to one. But I think like if you
Yeah.
know do the Cap and Tony right now.
And Professor Hulk, besides the damaged arm with the nano gauntlet, not going to be that hard to make. Just a workload as far as painting the whole big fig
Right. I
and
mean that's a
kind
lot
of
of surface area.
yeah, and just kind of figuring out how the design can work around a big fig. That's a big part of it too, because the biggest challenge, no pun intended, when it comes to painting big figs and getting the designs to work with them, it's annoying because when you're looking at reference for say Hulk or Thanos, they're usually standing up straight, or they just have more human looking legs. And so trying to figure out how that design wraps around the stubby, you
Big
know,
big
big fig legs,
proportions. Yeah.
it's actually harder than a regular minifig leg.
Yeah.
Um, and that's really the only challenge when it comes to figuring out designs for big figs. Um, yeah, but I have to shave off the abs though because you can't see those through his the clothing he wore in Endgame. And yeah, so otherwise, top 3 movies of the year, Tate. That's Golden Light's question from like 10 minutes ago almost. Um,
Yeah, what
um,
movies have come out this year? That's the thing.
my top 3. I mean, Endgame, obviously number one. Um, even though not going to go into it for the 4th time. Oh man, what came out this year?
John Wick came out this year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, probably Endgame, John Wick, and Spider-Man. I'm thinking about other movies like Aladdin or Lion King, which
Godzilla.
people hate. Oh yeah, Godzilla was really good. I'd put Godzilla above Spider-Man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, probably Endgame, Godzilla, and John Wick. I'm probably forgetting one or two or three or several. Open up my Fandango account and see. Honestly, I just don't even remember the movies that came out this year that I went to go see.
Yeah.
Pretty bad, man.
I can't remember. Probably for me, like Toy Story.
Oh God, dude, Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Toy Story. Okay, so maybe Endgame, Toy Story, John Wick. Damn it.
For me, it's probably Toy Story. That new Midsummer horror movie's really good.
I don't know
Oh
about
my
you, Tate, but
god.
I think this could change if we go see the new live action Dora movie. I think that
Oh,
would
dude,
definitely
that's
make our top
topping.
three.
That is list topping, right
That is
there.
topping. I mean, Dora would top Endgame. It would top anything that
Except
has
for
come out
Diego,
this
dude.
year or will come out.
Screw Diego. Golden Light. We were
Freaking
just talking
skinny
about
ass,
me starting a YouTube
lanky,
channel,
buzz
dude.
cut Diego. Um,
I want to start a YouTube
I
channel.
like Shazam a lot, but I don't think it would make my top three.
Yeah, no, not for me. I mean,
Um,
I can only think of two movies that I liked this year that I would put in
yeah,
the top three.
for sure. Yeah, I think for me, it's definitely going to be Endgame, John Wick, and or Endgame, Toy Story, John Wick. Um, did you paint your own figure?
No, no, they're all production. Sorry,
No, I mean the
Eclipse
sig
Graphics
fig
helped
of
us
my
out.
figure. That's actually well, I did paint the glasses onto it. Then the torso is printed by Fig Factory, and then the legs are actually from Christo's Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
Dude,
I need to update my sig fig, man. I mean, I haven't updated that sig fig really since like 2017.
dude, I thought he was talking
Um,
about Cap and Iron Man, and I was like, nah, that's just Victor from Eclipse Graphics. Nah.
um, and then Tate's quote unquote sig fig in the thumbnails that you see, that's actually that's a Han Solo head, a Wonder Woman hairpiece because
My hair's down to
Tate's
my ass. Yeah.
yeah, Tate's Tarzan man, and then the jacket's actually a photoshopped Luke Cage jacket from my Defenders figure. So
It
um,
works. I wanted to
yeah,
put me
man,
in Black Panther's suit, like just my head and hair on Black
dude,
Panther suit, but he
I
won't
thought
do
you wanted
that.
to be in like Master Chief suit.
Oh,
That's
I
what you
want
said
that
last
too. Yeah,
time.
no, we
The
should
only
both be
armor.
in Spartan armor. That'd be so
You gotta
sick.
Photoshop that.
Put us both in Spartan
Um,
armor. That'd be so rad.
but yeah,
Golden Knight asks way down here, how did we meet? I just hit up Ross and I was like, hey, want to play video games sometime? And he was like, sure. Because
that's pretty much it.
he posted his PlayStation. And I was like, hey, dude, want to play PS4 games? And this was what? This was like October of last year, something like
Yeah,
that.
like 10 months ago.
October,
Hey,
maybe.
that freaks me out, man. That Red Dead 2 came out almost a year ago.
Yeah,
I
that's
vividly remember that launch. I vividly remember playing for the first time. Like, what the hell just happened?
I don't know. But yeah,
What just happened?
before the online even came out, Ross and I would just talk and play story mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, but Ross and I, we've only been friends for 10 months. It feels like way longer than that.
No, actually, we started talking after our online came out, and then we would play story
Oh,
mode and just
that's
talk
right.
after.
That's right.
Yeah, but
That's kind of crazy, dude. Only 10 months. We started the podcast 5 months ago.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. 20
That's quick,
episodes
man.
already. Tate. We got to get
That's
some
nuts.
guests on here and
I know,
actually
yeah.
coordinate. The biggest reason that we haven't had guests on here, or the reason we haven't changed up the podcast formula a lot, is procrastination on my part, and then also because, dude, the weeks just fly by, and then suddenly, it's just Sunday, like every 2 days.
Yeah, no, Sunday feels like it's every other day.
It's like, oh my gosh.
So essentially,
yeah.
our plan right now that we've been discussing, I'm just going to share it with you guys. But
Mhm.
we essentially plan to change the name, come up with a.
We had the name. By
We
the way.
had,
We
yeah, we
it.
had the name.
And then we didn't write it down, and we forgot it.
Yeah, so essentially, we need to come up with a name. It's gonna
annoying.
feature something about unpopularity, something unpopular, something like that.
Unpopular something was the name we had.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're gonna come up with the name. We're going to solidify our formula. So essentially, we're going to do news to start off, and then we're going to do some sort of open discussion situation, like kind of what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to, of course, change graphics to match the name, all of that kind of stuff. And then we're going to, have guests either every other week or every week, whatever.
Or just, whenever we can. We coordinate it as best we can, and then whatever works out.
And the reason we don't want to do MGF Podcast is because we want this to be somewhat separate from the FGF channel. I mean, of course, it's still going to be Rossi. We're still going to talk about his
because, in case you guys didn't notice, we don't talk about Lego that much on here.
Right, yeah. So it's not really an MGF channel extension.
Yeah, and I say Lego at the tail end of the intro, very intentionally. It's a very intentional thing to say movies, shows, games, Lego, and whatever else, because Lego is very much like the back end topic of the show. I mean, we talk about Lego when there are things to talk about, but I mean, we're not going on, we're not talking about like the new Treehouse or like, keeping up with leaks about, Triple Force Friday, or talking about, there just isn't always a lot going on with Lego. And if there is something going on, it tends to be disappointing.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then other things we just miss out on, like the Jurassic Park, T-Rex, Rampage, just cool stuff like that we would have talked about, or like the new VIP program, which we never touched on.
Oh, that's stupid. I mean, it just turns it into every other VIP program.
Yeah, the new VIP program is just a big confusing mess.
No, so all it is, it's like everything else. If you buy, you get points. You can use that points to buy other things. As opposed to, you buy, you get
unnecessarily
points.
Confusing.
And the points are just money. That was so nice. I don't care about Lego themed totes or Lego themed pencils that I'm gonna spend my VIP credits on. If I want to buy, if I'm gonna buy 4 detectives' offices, you remember the old detective and pool house modular building?
Mm-hmm.
I bought like 3 of those because they were on sale for half off. I got all the VIP points, and I used those VIP points to buy another one, so I could piece it out and use the pieces. But right now it's like, okay, I buy 3 of those, and then what? I get a tote bag. Or a pencil, or a Lego themed ruler. Who cares?
Tait, and I also don't give a shit about like stuff like Hidden Side. It's like I don't
Hidden
care.
Side looks cool. Hidden Side.
I don't care, honestly.
I really want Lego to have a first party franchise that works besides Ninjago.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's getting kind of sad. It really is. I mean, they had one successful exclusive theme that they launched, and I mean, they've had other successes like Brickheads, but most of those are all licensed. I mean, if not all of them, I think. You've got some, like things like Mindstorms is pretty timeless and is always going to work.
That's not a moneymaker, unfortunately.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, Nexo Knights. I'm shocked Nexo Knights is even on the site still, honestly. But I mean, yeah, man, Lego. They definitely need. I mean, Speed Champions is all right.
Dude, no, the Agents. Remember Agents? That was so rad.
I can't believe that it didn't work out, that
Aqua
they couldn't keep
Raiders?
Agents going again.
Aqua Raiders? Remember
Dude,
those
Agents
gems?
and Aqua Raiders were amazing.
God.
Those were my favorite original Lego themes.
They just need to bring back a historic theme. I think, okay.
Even like the recent Agent sets, when they tried to do the reboot, those were great too. I mean, I wasn't interested in that point because it's not my demographic anymore. I'm into Star Wars and Marvel now, and it's not 2008. But the new Agent stuff was great.
Right? Yeah, dude. All the minifigures were really good too. Very usable in a lot of different.
It's a shame it didn't work out again.
Yeah. So Lego really needs to just revive their castle theme, but instead of doing castle specifically, I think they should do Lego through history or something like that. And essentially, you can jump from a castle set. It'd be like City, so you get 6 castle sets, and then you get 6 feudal Japan sets, and then you get 6 cowboy sets, and then you get 6 early space 1960s space program sets. And then,
it was called Ultra Agents. That was the reboot series.
Right, but yeah, I mean they just need to do a historic theme, I think.
Man, when did Ultra Agents come out? What year was that? It was recent. It was like 2 years ago. Oh man,
look it up
I'm
right
gonna
now.
check. Yeah, I forget. Was
Dude,
this year? Wait, is this still a thing?
2014?
Wow, Ultra Agents was that long ago already?
Ooh,
Wow.
5 years ago.
What happened, Taylor? I'm over here saying it was 2 years ago.
Oh man.
Oh no, send help. Oh no.
Jeez. Okay.
Are
Yeah,
you gonna
dude, the
make?
one with the Vulture ripoff character was so good. The little like one with the dual blades on it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
no.
I'm gonna send it to you right after this.
Are you gonna make the final battle Fat Thor? No. Already expressed my thoughts on Fat Thor. Not a fan, and so I'll be doing Infinity War Thor version 2 for Endgame. Still technically Endgame
It's the
if you
beginning of
count
the
the
movie.
opening sequence. Um, future minifigures I want to do. Look, man, it's a really long list. I think I've got the updated version on Patreon right
I'll
now,
give
but
you
it's.
Jay
And,
Leno,
I
Ben
mean,
10,
like,
and Gray Matter from Ben 10.
aside
Next
from
question.
Endgame and Spider-Man, I've got like the Clone Wars figures I still want to do, like Maul, Vizsla, Cad Bane. I still want to do the original Avengers from 2012 and Aquaman figures. Those are the three projects
And Jay
that are
Leno.
still on the table. Oh, and first Avenger figures too.
Oh, and Jay Leno.
Cap and Red Skull and Jay Leno. So yeah, those are the ones that are still on the list aside from Endgame and Far From Home. But it's a long list, man. And tips for Lego customizing. Oh my gosh. I mean, you have to be more specific. That's always a really challenging thing to answer whenever somebody's just like, tips for Lego customizing. Everything you do when making a minifigure, every part of it is so specific. You have to be specific when asking questions. So if you could narrow it down to like exactly what you might be having trouble with, that's always really helpful.
Well, I mean, you could say something like you use a toothpick and thumbtacks to paint as opposed to
Yeah,
brushes.
man. I mean,
Which,
I mean, the toothpicks are really the way to go when it comes to working on minifigs, and then going as slow as possible is really the key, and not using too much paint. Those are all really important. Um, do you display your figures? Yeah, I keep a year's worth of figures on my desk, going back to Infinity War. So all of 2018, pretty much, is still on my desk right now. And then everything else goes in two big display cases that I keep on my desk that you will eventually see in a room tour. I've been using them since, Rick Fair 2013. I've had those multi-layered display cases that I put my figures into. And I basically have brick arm stands that I just sticky tack to the inside of that thing, both of those cases.
those Berkeley stands are so good. They work so well. I like them so much more than the Lego minifigure series ones.
What?
The Brick Arms hex stands.
Yeah, man. I used to use these really big silver square ones, almost from Brick Command, but they're gone. They were only active for a brief period. What is your favorite movie of all time? Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith, Spaceman.
I got a good one right here. Will you guys be vlogging your Galaxy's Edge experience? I want to see Tate's whole Corellia role play. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna come in. What is it called, like Batu or something like that? Batu.
Yeah, dude,
I'm gonna run
Batu.
in. I'm gonna say, "What star system am I in?" And then they're gonna say, "You're in whatever star system." And I'll say, "I was just in Trandosha 15 minutes ago. What happened?" And then I'll start screaming at these people that are just doing their jobs, acting like normal people. I'll see a First Order agent. I'll be like, "Oh my god, they've occupied this planet." And then Ross is gonna be there. I'm gonna be all dressed up like a.
Now, my plan is to go there and dish
then,
out little tidbits of Star Wars canon and just confuse the crap out of the employees. It's gonna be really funny. The poor
dude, and then
people.
we're gonna find-
Dude, you don't want a canon nut like me walking in there.
like us, dude.
I mean, because like
us.
a friend of mine was just at Galaxy's Edge, and I mean, he told me it's not that great, believe it or not.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and he told me about the Millennium Falcon ride, and I was just like, dude, you're stealing. It's like you got to deliver coaxium. That's what the ride's about, and it's like
that's it.
I'd rather do the Kessel Run or outrun Star Destroyers or take part in some intergalactic race across
the first
stars.
Death Star. Imagine a first Death Star with Millennium
Death
Falcon
Star
in the trench.
I mean, you deliver coaxium, probably outrunning TIE fighters. Hooray.
You haven't seen that since
he literally told me
1977.
Star Tours is better, and that's not good, man.
Oh, Star Tours is so rad, though. I mean, that's such a good ride.
Good, but I'm saying it's not good for him to say that when he literally just got off the Millennium Falcon ride. And he said when he had the opportunity to get back on, he wasn't really looking forward to it. And I was like, oh no.
No, so here's the thing with Star Tours. I mean, you get to tour planets that are not really seen in the movies, right?
Yeah,
Like not.
not that thoroughly. Like, I mean, you see more of Kashyyyk in Star Tours than you probably do in Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
easily.
Can't you see like Kid and Amoidi and stuff like that in Star Tours too?
Oh yeah, dude. I think you fly through Kanan and Moria at some point. Maybe not. Probably. I don't know. Um, which San Diego Comic Con minifigure is my favorite? Probably that Spider-Man PS4 Advance suit that came out just recently. That was really good.
I don't even know what they look like this year.
Yeah, dude. They had the Advance suit from PS4.
Cool.
You can look it up. It's pretty good, man. But nobody's ever gonna get it, obviously. Just people that were in that line and won that lottery at Comic Con. Random favorite foods or restaurants. Oh man.
Give me Indian food and I'm happy. That's all I gotta say.
Indian food. I don't really have any favorite foods, honestly. I mean, in terms of restaurants, I mean, I frequent Chick-fil-A sometimes.
Cordon
but
blues. It's cordon blues.
I mean, those are
Ross
pretty.
Eats, Ross eats a cordon bleu every day.
No, those are a pretty good like fast snack that I throw in the oven sometimes.
You eat those every day.
Not
every day,
I'm putting lizard man. I'm not the one over here eating grass with my lizards and like living out the jungle.
Ross, just because I have
Geico
a tree,
man over here.
Just because I have a tree growing in the middle of my
Tait,
room,
we know you eat those trees. You didn't deliver a single one of those plants to those lizards that you got at that expo just like 2 days ago. You ate all of them. Don't lie to me. Random. No, we got that last one. We just.
Ross,
did you paint the figures in the thumbnail? Kind of already answered that question.
No, they were actually production. Especially, you see that cap on the right. You see that cap on the right? That's all production.
Oh yeah, dude. Clearly. Are you into Friends, The Office, or Parks and Rec? And how do you feel about the Friends set? I'm not into Friends. I've never seen a single episode. I just know that apparently I'm in it. The Office, I've seen like the first 3 episodes. I want to say really great. I mean, I just don't have time to sit through all that. Parks and Rec, I think I've seen like maybe half an episode. I'm just not into sitcoms, man. Never really was. Like, I mean, like I fell off after Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. MGF, are you doing YouTube at full time? I mean, not currently full time. I mean, technically full time, but not really. It's complicated.
It's cool. School.
You know, Tait said my mom had surgery on her foot and she's been household for almost 7 weeks. That sucks. And jeez. Best wishes for your mommy, and holy crap. Which MCU character do you wish would come back? I want Quicksilver, WandaVision, and what if are the perfect opportunities to bring him back?
Quicksilver's not gonna, it's not happening, dude.
Well, yeah, Quicksilver's not coming back. That's definitely not happening. I think you see him in visions and stuff. Sure, if Aaron Taylor Johnson wanted to come back and do stuff like that, fine. But he's not going to come back in the flesh. But what are the perfect opportunities to bring him back? It's not going to happen. But Vision, I mean, that could be any myriad of things in WandaVision. Vision may not come back at all. It could just be in her head. It could just be, it could be a copy of Vision and not the original Vision. We know Marvel's totally okay with doing that now, just making copies of characters that haven't had the same experiences. Are you planning to make Captain Marvel's new costume, and are you planning to make both War Machine costumes? Yes, I will be making Captain Marvel 2023 at some point. I will be using the knockoff hairpiece, which is actually really good for that figure, and I just don't think there's enough reference available for it for Captain Marvel 2023 right now. I was just telling you, Tait, yesterday that it's like, even when you've got the movie out, believe it or not, the movie itself is still not enough reference because like Captain Marvel in the final battle, I mean, she was in a dark battlefield the whole time.
You have character movement, you have bad lighting, you have a lot of
things, man. You can't really see as much as you'd think.
They're not making the movie for Ross. They're not making the movie for Ross's figure production.
I mean, Captain Marvel's not just like stopping in the middle of the battlefield and doing a quick T-pose 360 for people that are trying to do cosplay or make figures like me. But yeah, and have you ever thought of doing a room tour and review of some sort of your action figure collection? Dude,
that's happening.
Yes, absolutely, man. That is the plan. Thank you for asking. It's almost 30 minutes ago. We're kind of working through the backlog of questions here. Appreciate you guys bearing with me here. And Tait, but Yeah, no, I mean, I've said this on a vlog I posted MGFX recently. I definitely plan on doing a room tour. I mean, I've been setting up to do a room tour for a while now, on and off here and there. I kind of stopped working on my room for the last month, but I definitely plan on, once I get through this first showcase, finishing up my rooms and doing that room tour, man. Because I mean, I finally have these two rooms almost exactly how I want them to look. It's just a matter of finishing up,
Spoiler alert,
and getting stuff off the floor.
it's the Star Wars black figures, and it's like it's
Black figures, Black Series figures.
same thing.
Um,
So you're not telling me they made every character? So okay, so they didn't make Luke Skywalker black. They didn't make Anakin Skywalker black. It's just the series. I'm disappointed, man.
Dude, they made everyone black for that series.
I thought it was yeah. That's what I thought it was. Dude, I thought
Only
it was the
action
Hermione
figure collect-
Granger on
Dude, only action
what's it
figure
called?
collectors are gonna get that joke. Um,
Gosh,
yeah.
I thought it was
So
the Hermione Granger at the Curse Chow. You know what I'm talking about?
no, what was
Uh,
the hardest minifigure to make? Oh man, that question's always a loaded one.
Arthur Morgan,
Um,
Spider-Man BS4.
no, not Arthur Morgan. Arthur Morgan just had a few little challenges, and there's just mostly a big workload. Um, like the most challenging figure that I've ever made is probably like Gladiator Hulk.
Really?
Um,
More so than Spider-Man PS4?
oh yeah, Spider-Man PS4 was challenging. It was just tedious and slow. It wasn't
Right.
really hard for me to do necessarily. It was just slow. That's the thing about the figures. Like everything is just really, really slow. Um, but in terms of other challenging minifigures before that, man, I mean, like Vulture from Homecoming was pretty challenging, and I've made some pretty crazy figures in like 2016, for instance. Like, um, the Joker was pretty tough from like Suicide Squad, for instance,
Damaged.
many years ago. Yeah, that was. I can't believe I painted that still to this day. Um, but yeah, man, definitely probably gonna be like Gladiator Hulk if I had to pick one. Um, yeah, that was a pretty crazy one. And as far as the next question goes, Ross, how wasted was Darth Maul in Rebels, man? Wasted potential of having any live action spin-offs. Dude,
Don't
Ryan,
get him
don't
started,
even,
chat. No,
don't get me
I'm cutting you
started.
off, Ross. We're changing the subject. Changing the subject.
I wholeheartedly agree, Ryan. I will leave
We
it at
are
that.
changing the subject because Ross will talk about that for 3.5 years.
I will, man. Oh my God.
Simon
Don't talk to me about
Benson
Maul and Rebels.
has been asking about Stranger Things for the past 3 months. Ross, let's talk about Stranger Things Part 3 just for Simon.
What, the season?
Yeah. What'd you think of Season 3?
I love season 3, man. I mean, it doesn't have the mystery and the wonder that came with season 1 because it was all so new and fresh and original. But um, stands to reason that somebody could call season 3 the best of the series.
Uh, well, I would disagree.
But Tate hates everything, so
No, I don't hate everything. I think Season 1 is
Tate
fantastic.
hates everything.
Ross,
Everything.
I will fly to Asheville, punch in the head, tell Chuck to eat your guinea pigs, and then I'll leave.
Chuck is the bear, by the way, who came to the door. So Tate is literally insinuating that he would sick a bear on me.
Anyway,
So yeah.
Stranger Things 3.
Little does Tate know, I am a huge fan of Brother Bear, and the tides will quickly turn.
Okay. Stranger
Bitch.
Things 1, great. It has mystery, it has great characters, it has realistic development. Everything was super fun. It was pretty scary too. I mean, the immense unknown. I thought season 1 is great TV. Season 2 sucks. It's badly written, badly paced. There's tangents everywhere.
Yeah, season 2 could have been a little better.
Yeah, season 3 is is a comic book on the TV screen. It is so fun. I had the most fun watching season 3.
God, it's so well shot too.
It's so well shot. It's a comic though. I mean, it's cartoon. All the Russians are cartoon characters,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what makes it so much fun. So season 1,
Spoilers.
that's not a spoiler, man.
Oh, it's in the trailer, isn't it? I never saw the trailers.
Yeah. Season 1 genuinely thrilling TV. Season 2 was super slow and super tangent filled, and then season 3 cartoon, super enjoyable.
Man, whatever happened to the other metas that 11 encountered? Like, didn't they just F off and then that was it?
Yeah. I hated
She
that
encountered,
tangent
I
in
mean,
season 2, man.
dude, she found like the Avengers of 11s and then they just disappear from the series.
You mean the Funky Bunch?
Yeah, man.
No, the Funky Bunch was just the one girl. Only the
Oh,
one
was it?
girl had
I
powers.
forgot. That was 2017, man. I forgot.
That is quite the funky bunch. That is a funkier bunch than the Star Wars Rebels crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
I hated that tangent, dude. I hated that. It was teased in the first episode, the first scene of the season, and then all of a sudden you have 8 and all of her friends being criminals, and it's just lame and dumb and
that was
stupid.
so random. Um, but yeah, so
It's 3, Ross. How you feeling, dude?
I can probably stick around for another 10 minutes.
Sounds good. We have plenty
Try
of
to
questions.
work through some of these. We can try to do a lightning round. Like just try to whip through these as quickly as possible and get to the end. Um, here, I'll get
Set a
started.
timer. Set a timer.
What was your favorite part of Red Dead 2? Everything. Will you guys be
No.
blogging?
We're talking about that one. Red Dead
Oh
2 is an
boy,
extremely flawed game because
here we go.
Rockstar's game design is so outdated and
Because
really
Tate
needs an
hates
update.
everything.
No. Riding to a location, shooting a bunch of losers, then riding to the finale and watching a cutscene, lame. The trolley sequence with the shootout, great. The wagon after the trolley sequence, that trolley mission's great. The air balloon, that's fun. Red Dead is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm saying these things. And it's one of my favorite games of all time because you have the exploration, you have the world. Living in that world feels genuine and enjoyable, and you feel like you're actually in that area. I was just in Yellowstone a couple weeks ago, and dude, let me tell you, when there's nobody around, it looks like that
Dude,
game.
freaking Bison
Insane.
Horn Games. He was definitely in Yellowstone a few weeks ago. You guys saw the footage ramming that 9-year-old girl. Dude, what is wrong with you, Tate? Freaking
That's
Bison Horn Games. He goes to Yellowstone and just has to ram a 9-year-old girl and send her flying. Why? Just why, Tate?
it was a
Why?
love tap. But anyway,
Love that.
the
Dude,
world that Red Dead 2 creates is better than the story, or not the story, but the story gameplay. Yeah, if GTA 6 has drive to a location and shoot people gameplay, I'll be very disappointed. I am sick of that. I'm playing Fire Emblem right now. I just finished Golden Deer playthrough, 40 hours in, planning on putting another 80 hours into the game or so. That's holding my attention because every situation is unique and it progresses really well. Last of Us, you have a unique battlefield that you then cover shoot on. You have a different gameplay quirk with each mission. Rockstar, drive to a location, shoot the same enemies you did in Chapter 1. Really old.
yeah, so Tate hates everything.
No, GTA 5 story gameplay was better than Red Dead story gameplay. Um, Red Dead 3, Red Dead
I don't know
Redemption
if I
3, or Red
necessarily.
Dead 4, whatever they
Yeah.
call it, needs to have something different than go to a location and shoot people.
We'll see if they change it with the format, man. I mean, personally, I don't think I have as big of an issue with it myself. I
See,
get what you're
here's the thing,
saying, but
man. It gets old really fast, especially when you have such a beautiful game, such an incredible world with incredible side missions and incredible character interactions. God, Red Dead 2.
dude, you're making me want to
Red Dead
play again.
4.
Stop. Um, yeah, Tate and I have talked about Red Dead at length in the past. I mean, oh my god, that was an experience that I think is possibly once in a lifetime. That game, Red Dead 2, is just an experience. And if you deny yourself it, I mean, you're just missing out. You really are. If you never play Red Dead 2 all the way to the end, missing out.
No. You know what? You're missing out if you don't explore the world. That's what I reckon. I mean, I have 500 hours in the game and
Well,
only like
you explore the world even through the story. I mean,
not
you get to
not
see a
really
lot.
though.
You get to
You
see
get
a
a
good
lot
amount
of
of
it,
it.
but it's mostly, and this is what makes sense though. It's centered around the cities and towns. I put 30 hours into the story about, and that's with tangenting and going off. And I've put into free roam like 470, 450 hours, something like that, and they're just free roaming around. I mean, that's how good the game is. That I can put that much time. That's absurd.
So, Tate, have you seen the Lego Comic Con sets? Yeah, I mean, we saw those. I mean, yeah, the Captain Marvel one.
I don't remember
It's
seeing them.
fine.
I think you sent them to me.
It's fine. Nothing that they've made like that. Like if I was at San Diego Comic Con, I would have entered the lottery for the Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit figure. But everything else I saw, couldn't care less about. But yeah, so will you be an exhibitor or public attendee at next year Brick Fair? Well, Brick Fair takes place the beginning of August, and then Star Wars Celebration is at the end of August 2020. So,
We talked about this
uh,
last week.
yeah, financially, if it lines up, absolutely. If not, you can catch me in Anaheim.
We're going to Star Wars Celebration and to Disneyland. Let me just
Yeah,
say that.
so I'm
Yeah.
not sure if Brick Fair can happen 2 weeks prior, but we will see. Probably not. Hidden Side looks good, but I can see why Ross wouldn't like it. Yeah, I'm not excited for Hidden Side. Yeah, so also their next theme should be a new space theme, like show or yes, this is kind of like what we were talking about, Lego's original IPs earlier. Yeah, for sure. Um, but otherwise, man,
We
I
wrapping
wish the
up?
Fallen Order had clones with prototype stormtroopers. Yeah, that would be great. Like a Phase 3 armor. I still wish we could see something like that in canon at some point. You excited for the last season of Arrow and Crisis on Infinite Earth? Kind of, and no. I've mostly, yeah, lost hope in the Arrowverse, especially with Arrow ending. I mean, I consider the rest of the shows to be pretty much garbage. So with Arrow closing up, yeah, I probably could be done, honestly. Finally. I personally am not that great with painting faces, so anything on that. Yeah, faces you just have to go really slow and use a very minimal amount of paint and be very intentional about what you paint and how you capture a likeness. Paying attention to the wrinkles and curvature of eyes and taking inspiration from other minifig heads found on like Bricklink or eBay helps a lot. Will you do a stop motion for Endgame? No, I can't animate for crap. Um, I mean, maybe someday if I collab with like somebody like Huxleyberg or whoever, that's possible. Where are the questions? There are answers. It's like they can't see us. Well, I've just been answering these very slowly. I mean, even that is from like 20 minutes ago. Um, but yeah, Stranger Things. Yeah, we talked about Stranger Things. Why is your YouTube name Ross MGF? Because Michael is my middle name. Um,
No, because
I'm going to
Michael.
rewatch Infinity War and Endgame together. Awesome, space man. Are you excited for the new Avengers game? Yes, absolutely. I think it's so awesome that it's finally happening. Even though season okay, yeah, it was more Stranger Things. Do you have any YouTube friends you've made through YouTube? Dude, I've made most of my friends through YouTube, and I talk about this all the time privately. I mean, it's like I don't really relate to people locally. Most of my friends, and I've also moved a lot in my life. I mean, I've moved at least 16 or 17. I lost track,
God,
honestly.
dude.
I'd have to recount. At least 16 or 17 times, and I'm 21, so I mean it's yeah, I mean I've never really had time to have local friends, if that makes sense. And if I do, they quickly are no, they're swiftly no longer local friends because we move away. And so so far this is the longest we've ever stayed in one location in like a number of years. However, I get like I get along with somebody like Tate a lot easier than I get along with anybody else who isn't even remotely involved in this space. I mean, just through a quick Instagram DM, I found this dude, and I mean, now we're the best of friends. I mean, it's like that's just not something I've really ever been able to find locally because I'm just a very different person, man. It's just it's I've always considered platforms like Skype or Discord to really be a massive privilege to the world to bring people like us together. I mean, it's amazing, man. And yeah. So, do you like the look of the Avengers in the new Avengers game? Yeah, I mean, I think they look good. Um,
Yeah,
I don't. I
they changed
personally
up
don't mind
they
Black
changed
Widow's
up
face.
the Black Widow, right? That wasn't the issue. I feel like people need to just not
Yeah,
complain. It
no,
didn't
I
look
think
that
there's
bad.
no issue with the new Avengers. They look
No,
fine.
they
I
look
think
fine.
if anything, they need to work on the graphics because the
Eh,
graphics obviously
right.
are unfinished.
But I mean,
Um,
dude, this is very early, teaser
yeah, I mean they're
footage.
still
Yeah,
working
it's
on the
fine.
game, and so it doesn't look perfect yet, and that's
Yeah,
fine. I mean,
gameplay. So here's the thing that I heard from people who played the game, like journalists and stuff. Gameplay is repetitive, and that's something that they need to fix. If you have four, wait, no, it's not four. You could play like as six Avengers or something like that. If you have that many Avengers, gameplay should not be repetitive, man. It really
Yeah, so I mean
shouldn't.
that's concerning.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Spider-Man PS4 after a while can get repetitive.
It can, but
Um,
if you just, I mean, I played the game in what, 20 hours and I 100%ed
I, I've
it,
played
and
I played Spider-Man PS4 an ungodly amount. That's why.
yeah.
There's a new Lego City space sub theme, but I'm guessing you mean classic space. Know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there is a new Lego City. It's pretty cool, but it's not like classic space.
Oh, cool, man. Um, Ross hasn't done stop motion in years. No, I haven't done stop motion since I was a kid.
Dude, oh
Um,
my
um,
gosh. Dude,
no,
the Lego stop
no.
motions, Ross is the life of a Lego man. That's perfection. Beautiful cinema. That is my favorite movie of 2008. I think that's when that one came out, right, Ross?
Yeah,
Something like that. God, that is gorgeously shot. Cinematic bliss.
but Tate. On that note, I'm gonna go, and that's gonna do it
Yeah, MGF's gonna go
for
to the gym.
episode 20.
That's
Yeah, they close
right.
it. Dude, they closed at 5 o'clock
What kind
on
of gym
Sundays.
closes at 5 o'clock?
The
That's so
YMCA closed.
dumb.
That's yeah. Dude, the Y closes at 5, and it's the closest gym, and it's the best one for my family. So we signed up with them last year, and honestly, I mean, I've considered switching over to another one called Anytime Fitness just for the hours.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but that being
Yeah,
said,
dude,
I
I
have
go
to
to the
go
gym at
throw
like
my ass in the car.
I go to the gym at like 2 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, that must be nice. I remember I used to go at midnight to our local apartment gym, and that was really nice. That was really great. I could just, within walking distance, just run on over there and get a workout in, come back, work on figures for like 2 or 3 hours, and then 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and go to bed. And it was great, but not with the YMCA. So I actually have to go like right
All
now.
right, MGF.
Yeah, so thank you
So
everybody for joining in. We will be back next Sunday at 2 o'clock for episode 21. And who knows what 21 will look like. Maybe Tate and I can actually work on changing the format up a little bit and starting to rework the show just a bit for episode 21. We will see. Hopefully the time doesn't catch up with us yet again like it has for the last 20 episodes. Yeah, so
on that
Tate,
note,
that's going to do it.
all right, and remember, guys, we are inevitable. Thank you guys so much for watching.